Joining me now, someone who will get his own chance to question two of the people on that Signal chat, the Director of National Intelligence and CIA Director, when they appear before the House Intelligence Committee tomorrow, Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi of Illinois. Congressman, good to have you in the program.
Thanks, Chris.
Let me just first start with your reaction to the spinning that we got from the people who are participants today and the president as well.
It's not surprising, but it's dangerous, Chris. As you know, what happened here endangered lives. As my colleague Don Bacon, a Republican, said, this was unconscionable to share this classified information on Signal app. But on top of that, basically the spinning, not taking ownership of the mistake or the gross negligence that happened here, not taking accountability, means that this is going to happen again. Either it's going to happen in another Signal group with these principles, possibly, or it could happen at lower levels as younger people in the forces see what's happening with their bosses and maybe decide, well, maybe I should use Signal, maybe I should use WhatsApp, or worse. And so this endangers America because our adversaries will get a hold of this information, and our sons and daughters in uniform will be at risk.
You just said in the first part of that answer, maybe it will happen in another Signal chat with some kind of principals committee. I mean, it seems clear to me, at least, just from what you can kind of deduce here. No one says it's a little weird we're doing this on Signal.
Absolutely.
It's very clearly standard operating procedure. They're doing this all the time about everything.
That's the problem that I saw exactly. No one's saying, hey, maybe we should move this to a SCIF. Maybe we should move this offline. Why is this guy JG on this chat? Nobody's saying any of that. Basically, they're just proceeding with business as usual. And you know that they've had multiple conversations on other subjects, perhaps even ones that are more sensitive than what we saw here with the Houthis. So I'm just concerned about what is the damage assessment that needs to be done with regard to those conversations in addition to this one.
You know, I think people who have not been around the world of classification, it can all feel a little abstract. So, and I'm not someone who's ever had clearance myself. My spouse has. I've known a lot of people, and I've reported on a lot of people who have. But I guess I would say, like, what, for people who are watching this and say, well, are their personal phones really going to be compromised? Are foreign intelligence apparatuses really trying to get on Steve Witkoff's phone while he's sitting in Moscow? Like, what's your answer to that?
Yes. All the time. They're constantly trying to pry for weaknesses in people's personal cell phones, especially, whether it's the Chinese Communist Party, whether it's the Russians, whether it's Iranians or other adversaries. And so, you know, basically doing, especially, you know, business with classified information on your personal phone is a huge red flag. You know, the reason why, you know, a lot of members of Congress don't get involved in these scandals with regard to classified information is that we're only allowed to look at classified information in a SCIF. And if somebody is traveling and needs to have access to that classified information, it can only be done by secure video or secure audio, because those connections have been designed, have been tailored to prevent our adversaries from, you know, getting access to that information. Of course, our personal phones have none of those particular safeguards.
Yeah, when you say SCIF, there's a secure facility for this where you drop your phone outside and you go into this kind of vault sort of room to make sure that no one's listening, that there's no eavesdropping, that there's no software, yada, yada.
Right. It's only just paper and pencils inside, and you basically, you know, review the material that's given to you, and then you hand it back. And I think that at this point, the Trump administration has gone far beyond that. And I just want to say one thing. You know, obviously, Americans don't want their classified information to be treated in the way in which we saw this Signal group treat that information. But, you know, this is connected to another issue, which is they don't want Doge or Elon Musk or anyone to treat their personal information with the same carelessness or recklessness. I just had a town hall, and you know, this particular issue just made people outraged. And I think they're all of a piece. It's part of a pattern of kind of careless treatment of people's information and the nation's information and its secrets, and it's going to come back to bite us.
Yeah, what are the Doge backpack boys texting to each other about American personal data is a sort of interesting question to contemplate. Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris.